mushroom caps. So these are the mushroom caps. We've already cleaned them all out, and we're gonna stuff and bake those with a delicious lobster combination. So lobster, of course, is our big deal. So I've already cleaned the lobster up, so I'm gonna get Mom to give me a hand here. We're gonna make the mixture. The first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna make a mixture to put in our mushroom caps. So we're gonna get this bowl up here. And one of the things I'm gonna be doing is I wanna dice this lobster up really small. So I'm just carefully running my knife through it. The lobster's cooked. It's very easy to cut. It's very soft. And you'll see in the nice small pieces I'm gonna put into the bowl here. So they're in the bowl, and see, and that is just diced up lobster. So, and over here, we have all of our mushroom caps ready. So as you can see, what I did is I carved out the middle, and then I took a knife and very carefully carved out all the extra edges of the mushroom, just to make sure I've got a nice sized cup. That means I can put more lobster in it. So that's really why. And if you're saying my mother was eyeballing this big one, so that's really what she was looking for. So we're gonna do a few of these to show you. So inside of the mixture is actually quite easy. So what I've got here, it's gonna get a little dirty on my hands, is I've got some cream cheese. Now I've cut it into a little block, and I'm gonna use about half this compared to the ratio of lobster, and I'll put the ratio in the recipe when I post this recipe online. You want to make sure that your cream cheese is at room temperature so that we can stir it up quite easily, which you're going to get Mom to do here in a minute. So there we've got our cream cheese. We're going to put a little cracked pepper. Mom will get you to do that if you don't mind. We're going to put a little bit of cracked pepper in here. I'm not going to add salt, because the lobster was cooked in salt, and we already know that it's got a nice salty flavor to it. And I'm also going to add a little bit of a cheese to it, so that's going to add a little bit of an extra salty piece.
And it grew up in salt water.
And it grew up in salt water, like Mom said. So we're going to get those things together, but there is one ingredient. We've got a pan over here on low. And we do need to get a couple of the ingredients for this one cooked up. So I just want to saute them a little bit. And because I don't want to they're only going to bake in the air fryer for a very short time frame. So what I've got here prepared is I've got some very finely diced onion. So in there, I've got some diced onion, and I've got some parsley, and I've got some celery. So we're going to put just a little bit of the onion, parsley, and celery in the frying pan. And again, not a large amount because it's going to be going into here, but I do want to cook it a little bit. So I'm going to show you the onion. So we've got the onion diced very finely. You can see the string one hanging off the spoon. And then I've cut my parsley up very fine as well. So I'm going to do about 2 tablespoons of onion, 1 tablespoon of the very, very finely done. You see, look at the celery. It's very finely diced as well. I'm going to give those to Mom. 2 of those. So the last ingredient I'm going to put in here too, I can wait before my hot ingredients are coming in, is I've got these fresh breadcrumbs. And these breadcrumbs have a little bit of seasoning in them. And I did some salt, pepper, garlic, and they've just got a little bit of an Italian seasoning on the top. So as you see in here, this is going to be the mixture. Once we add that little bit of those cooked ingredients, it's going to stuff in those mushroom caps. And I like using a Parmesan cheese. You can use any type of something that'll melt that. This is just a little bit of a Parmesan that I have, because we're not making a lot of mushroom caps, so I don't need a whole lot. But just as I put those in the air fryer, I'll put that little bit of cheese on the very top, and it just bubbles up and it looks really delicious. Look at that. So there's that nice grated cheese. And if you see, it's got a beautiful fine grate to it. So that's what we're going to use, just to put a little topping on each of our mushroom cups as we get those going. There we go. So she did a perfect job cooking up those ingredients. So that's your onion, celery, and parsley. And now we're going to add those into the bowl here. Just move that one a little bit easier than us trying to navigate heat.
Yeah.
So as I said, the nice thing is the little bit of heat will melt that cheese a little bit. Oh, look at that. And then we're going to get this stirred up. I'm going to add just a little bit of mayonnaise to this. So let's get a mushroom. And we're going to stuff these and we're going to put them in the air fryer. I'm going to go this route. So there's that big one that Mom was excited about. Look at that. Ooh, Mom, did you see how much went in that?
I know.
It's exciting. So there we are, stuffed. I think that big one I really stuffed, but you know, we'll see how it fares. So just a little bit, as you see, of that cheese across the top. So from our kitchens to yours. Thank you, everybody.